This is Blue Star, the center of Equestria. Twilight, don't go through the mirror. It's scary there. Oh no. Oh, the humanity, Twilight. Oh, the humanity. Oh no. Oh no. Sunset Shimmer. Oh no. She's a demon. She's scary. Kill the demon. Oh dear, what a nightmare! Oh, oh dear. Excuse me a sec. There we go. Gotta put the microphone back in its right position. Oh dear. The good news is, Equestria Girls was not the nightmare that everybody thought it was. It was actually really good, and I liked it a lot, but I do have to say that it did have its issues and its problems. Oh, speaking of issues and problems, I had a couple myself. If you've seen my reaction video, which you probably have, because this is probably why you're watching it, because this is Blue Star, defender of Equestria, and this is my aftermath sort of / mid review of Equestria Girls. I guess I'm gonna make one more review of Equestria Girls after this at some point. But anyway, this is basically my aftermath video to my Equestria Girls reaction. It's commentary / reaction video. I watched someone else's video reaction to this. It wasn't bad. I actually kind of feel bad because I'm cheating. Because this is why I label mine comrack videos, commentary / reaction videos, because I've seen this already, so I pretty much know what's coming, and I in a way have figured this out and stuff, while people who've seen it for the first time are just trying to understand. So I feel kind of bad about that when I think about it a little bit. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, and I was surprised how genuinely afraid I was during the last part of it, because I must admit I care about these characters to a point. I mean, yes, they're fictional cartoon characters and stuff like that, but again, I always say, you know a writer succeeded when you actually care about the characters and stuff like that. And, oh yes, and sorry if I got a little too involved with this, which, for people who don't know, this is basically my caster, basically a magic gun that my OC Blue Star has effectively built and stuff like that. So I'm sorry if I got a little too involved with this, but just gonna put that back down. It's like when I must have been, like, at the beginning of this video, I couldn't help but actually, I got finally a chance to actually fire it and stuff like that. So I was almost going to during the reaction, but I decided not to. Anyway, getting a little off track here. So yeah, I mean, in fact, I actually tried to record an aftermath video of this before, but I was a little too sleep deprived and unfocused and stuff, and in fact I actually wrote myself an outline of things to make sure that I cover certain things and stuff like that, so if I go off track, that hopefully I'll actually be able to get back on track. But yeah, again, a brief thing about my technical issues. Unfortunately with this is that my screen capture program crashed during the last 3/4 of the movie, so that didn't make me very happy, because I had to go back and record the last 18 minutes of the movie, and that meant I had to stay up really late, and a lot later than I would have liked, and sleep deprivation. I hate sleep deprivation. I'm really bad at beating sleep deprivation for some reason. Why, I honestly don't know. Dear, oh dear. Hopefully I'm starting to recover from that, and hopefully starting to get back, which is why the thing at the beginning of my video was that would have been me immediately the day after and stuff like that. It's I'm just all tired and I'm asleep, I'm a zombie. Apple Buck season, I feel your pain, Applejack, I feel your pain. Yeah, and I must admit, after watching my video a couple of times, I realized that the audio on my video is really low. I mean, the show audio is really low. Sorry. So, if you want me to go back and, I can adjust it and re-render it and upload another version if you'd like. I must admit, I feel kind of, again, that's one of those minor things. If it wasn't an issue, then obviously, but if it wasn't an issue for you, go comment in the comments and stuff below. Anyway, I said welcome to my main channel. Yes. Oh, and a few minor things. It's like, I know my full name is BlueStarBrony, but I do prefer just Blue Star. I figured I mean, I'm sure there's 50 bazillion people who are Blue Star, so I made myself BlueStarBrony. Anyway, but yeah, this is my main channel for those people who don't know or didn't realize that the BlueStarBrony Comractor is not my main channel. It's I don't actually know if any other videos are going to appear on that channel, in all honesty. I mean, because I think the format I'm using is safe and it's okay. So I think that was just to be paranoid about Equestria Girls, because I figured that Hasbro was going to go after that really hard, and they'd be able to, because basically, to go after a specific, if you wanted to go after all 65 episodes of My Little Pony, that would be, and look at each one individually, that would be really hard to do. But since this is a specific example, they could easily find it and stuff like that. Okay, anyway, I'm getting off topic. I really want to do my best to stay on topic, because the last time I did this, I rambled on and stuff. I was unfocused. So anyway, let's get to the movie. So anyway, a few of my favorite things about this movie was we really got some insight into the characters. Not only do we get to see, like, all the princesses, we actually get to see them talk and interact with each other, like that look between Luna and Cadence and stuff like that. Little looks like that. It's like there's something going on here. They somehow know something about this world or something like that. It's like, it's sort of like, man, these people are in trouble if Sunset Shimmer gets the crown and stuff like that. It's sort of what I'm implying from that. Because the one thing I've learned during the Crystal Empire is that stuff like, some things are simply not said in dialogue. They're said in looks and glances and facial expressions like that. For example, look at Princess Luna and Celestia during part 1 and 2 of the Crystal Empire, and look at them closely, and look at, especially Luna. Look at how she's looking at Celestia while things are happening, and there's a lot being communicated there that's not being communicated in dialogue. And those kind of things were in this movie. And also we got to see, when the main six were arguing with each other, I have a feeling some of those conflicts are probably true, that Pinkie Pie might actually think that nobody takes anything she says seriously, and that conflict might actually be there in the Equestrian main six and all that stuff. So there was a lot of cool stuff like that. Again, we got to see all the princesses talk and interact. Like, Luna has some weird connection or understanding of this world. That there's something interesting I noticed, that the 3 stars that float around the moon, they look an awful lot like those 3 stars that freed her from the moon during Friendship is Magic Part 1. So, maybe there's something going on here. Maybe there's some connection to that. I don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know that aren't explained and stuff like that. But as is the way in My Little Pony, I think that's good to a point. But anyway. Yeah, it was cool to see all those characters and see them interacting and seeing how they interact in a human way. Like, that, yeah, even in this parallel alternate universe, or whatever you want to call it, that Celestia is still supporting Twilight when she realizes how strong and how worthy of being a princess Twilight was and stuff like that. Yeah, that was cool. That was definitely one of the coolest things for me. It was during that fight at the end. It was definitely really cool to see Twilight not backing down. She's staring at this person who has all these powers that could, well, let's face it, kill her without even trying. And she's staring her in the face and saying, "No, you will not hurt my friends or Equestria. You will not. I will not let you win." That's cool. I love that. And I must admit, the alternate maid six are either incredibly loyal or incredibly brave or incredibly stupid, because I do have to say, during that moment a little bit, it's like they just saw Sunset Shimmer, the demon version, like rip apart the front of the school building, just like doing this, and just cast aside like a ton of bricks. And they go and stand in front of this person that they've only known for like 3 days, probably knowing that Sunset Shimmer's probably about to kill Twilight. So, but as always, but again, these are obviously the alternate versions of the main six. The main six, if these were the Equestrian main six, they would definitely be standing with Twilight and stuff like that. Again, not trying to put them down. It just seems like you barely know this person, and you're about to basically risk your life for this person and stuff. But in the end, that was cool. That worked. That whole thing worked. I loved that whole scene. I loved it. That was so awesome. I mean, again, that was totally unexpected. I don't think anybody would have been able to predict that, but that's what makes that so cool. But the other thing with that was like, it was predictable yet unexpected. Line from Reboot. Because, yeah, that was, I mean, when you think about it now, it makes perfect sense. I mean, when you sit back and you look at it and you think about what's happening, it makes sense. It makes sense. Obviously, when you first see it, you're like, what? But then you're like, yeah, yes! I love that. I love that. I love that. That was so cool. I must admit, the biggest issue I have with this movie is definitely Sunset Shimmer's redemption. Because she's clearly an evil character. And she's evil because she's completely self-centered, and she's doing everything for her own power and stuff like that. I would definitely be doing a character analysis on her at some point. But I'm gonna, just like with my initial reviews and things, and, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer until more people get a chance to see Equestria Girls, and it won't be so spoiler warning stuff and all that stuff. But anyway, but yeah, she's clearly an evil character. She's very self-centered. She's evil. I must have been those pictures on the wall. I don't know why Celestia would want to have those pictures on her wall. It's like she goes from being kind of evil to sort of evil to completely evil. Like, she's like, it's like, I wouldn't want her picture on my wall. I'd rather burn my wall down than have that picture on my wall every day. But anyway. But yeah, I mean, she's clearly evil. I think the thing that might define her the most is, she's one of the things like she deserves, she wants, she deserves. She stands in the middle of the center of the universe whining for more. I really hate people like that. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. Yeah, I mean, that's a great line. That's a great quote. I think that probably describes her the best, that she thought she deserved to be a princess, and she's clearly angry at she basically, in a way, she failed to become a princess in a way. Even though she failed herself. I mean, it would have been interesting if she had continued her lessons and her studies or whatever with Celestia. Would she have gone on to be a princess? Maybe. I mean, she basically didn't have... there's obviously a lot we don't know there, but I don't want to go too much into that. But yeah, I mean, she's clearly evil and self-centered. Her goals are very selfish and arrogant. I mean, she simply wants... She's like, I will take over the world! And unfortunately, her motivation really is she just wants to take over the world for the sake of taking over the world, because she thinks she deserves it. She deserves to rule and be in charge and things like that. And she clearly demonstrates that she's not. She's doing this totally for her own power and selfishness and stuff like that. Which is, of course, the polar opposite to this is definitely Twilight. She obviously doesn't want to rule to begin with. I mean, it's like Twilight. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself, Twilight. You'd be a great ruler. You've learned a lot since season 1. She's changed and she's grown and everything so much. But again, that's... Sunset Shimmer and Twilight are without a doubt, the two sides of the same coin. They're polar opposites. They're matter and antimatter. I mean, they're absolutely meant to be opposites. I mean, Twilight is humble. Sunset Shimmer is not. She's arrogant and foolish and selfish, but she's very cunning and very intelligent. And we're going to assume she's also very magically powerful. I mean, it doesn't matter much here, but, But yeah, I mean, they're clearly very different. They're very different, and Twilight is a great leader, and Sunset Shimmer is not, or she's not now. Maybe after she learns, some friendship lessons from the alternate Mate 6, maybe she'll prove that she can be a good princess too. But she's clearly selfish and self-centered and stuff, and she's doing this solely for her own power. And I'm repeating myself again, which I'm trying to not do. I'm sorry. But anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult to understand I don't fully understand what the elements of harmony do. At first, I thought that they altered people's personalities. But if this were true, Discord wouldn't have had to been reformed. He wouldn't have had to been turned into stone. He wouldn't have to be reformed. He would be reformed. He would be changed. He'd be a good guy. But that clearly doesn't appear to have happened. Yeah, so I think what they do is they either add power or they take it away and stuff like that. Like obviously we see that the elements of harmony here take away her power. They take it away and they turn her back into really what she is and stuff like that. And in a way I could almost say that she would be sorry about that. She thought she was in charge. She thought she had the power, but in reality, she did not. She simply did not have the power. She thought she did for a long time, and a lot of other people thought she did too, but in reality, it did. This is why this victory is so quick. This is why all this happened so quickly. It's like all it takes. It's like with the school. Why was it so easy for Twilight to reunite this school? Is because all they needed was a spark. The spark of friendship. And I must have been a common rally against a common enemy, but that's in a way what was cool. Again, I'm gonna finish the thing with Sunset Shimmer first. It's like, yeah, so I don't I'm sorry, I'm looking down and stuff. Again, never one of those bad habits. I have to look at the camera, not at the ground, not at the screen, at the camera. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my best to beat those things. But anyway, Sunset Shimmer, I kind of have a difficulty believing that's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know there was another way. What does that mean? What does that mean when she says, I didn't know there was another way? What does that mean? I guess Sunset Shimmer thought that the only way for her to get power was to force it out of people, to basically beat it out of people. The only way people would be loyal to her is to, basically put a gun to their head, effectively. I guess this is what she means. And if that's true, in a way, maybe that makes sense. Maybe after what's happened with the Elements of Harmony, she sees these six friends coming together and stuff, and this to defend this person they barely know. It's stuff like that, and she sees how powerful and how strong that can be, and how quickly it was, and how easily it was able to overcome her. And again, these characters are staring basically at a person with a gun, and it's pointed right at them, but they don't back down. They don't back down because they care about Twilight. They care about her, and they don't want to abandon her and stuff like that. And that's awesome. That's awesome in itself. Sometimes I think it's a little foolish, but it is definitely, without a doubt, very cool, and definitely very My Little Pony. And that was definitely a very awesome moment, and that's cool. That's just so cool. So I guess that maybe that's how, obviously, I think that's in a way why this redemption in a way sort of works and sort of doesn't work. That she thought she was in charge, but again, the power was never hers, and it was taken away from her just like that, all because of the magic of friendship and stuff like that. And maybe this is why she realizes at the end that, she had all the power, and now she doesn't, and it's because these friends were waste, because the power was always Twilight's in the main six, and the schools. And that was the other thing that was cool about this was, this is again, the school came together because obviously Sunset Shimmer has basically, obviously all of these people don't like Sunset Shimmer. I still don't buy this. I can't imagine that Sunset Shimmer would be able to do something horrible to every single person in the school. If someone if half the school voted against her, what is she gonna do? Go and make a video about every single person? But this is the thing, could she do that? Maybe. But, just having that fear of having that happen would obviously be enough to motivate, and would be to keep some people from not doing anything, and for basically being afraid of her. And so that's probably in a way that works. But I still find it difficult to believe that this entire school is afraid of this one person. And again, this is why all Twilight really had to do was just rally these people behind her and just give them that little spark that would help them realize the power and the strength of their friendship and community and all that stuff. And once they have that, Sunset Shimmer has no power. She simply has no power at all. Once the school is standing together in the lunchroom and trying to clean up the big mess, Sunset Shimmer simply doesn't have any power anymore. And in a way, that's how, in a way, I almost interpret the very end, is that, the main six, the school, everybody's realized that the power was theirs to begin with, and it was not Sunset Shimmer. Even though Sunset Shimmer has the crown, and she has the element of harmony, the power still belongs to Twilight. And it's because she understands and knows the magic of friendship. All I'm gonna say on this is that she's definitely, this movie without a doubt proves that she's very strong and very capable, and she's learned a lot. At the beginning of the show, Twilight is very different. In the beginning of that episode, Twilight simply is the... Sorry, my computer screen just blinked or something like that, and I hate that. That scares me, and it distracted me. But anyway, at the beginning of season 1, Twilight doesn't know anything about friendship. She's a very bad friend. She blows off 3 of her friends, supposedly. I'm going to assume those 3 ponies were her friends, basically. And so, blows off her friend's birthday party to go read a book. I mean, it turns out to be something kind of important, but at the same time, it's, but season 3 Twilight, Equestria Girls Twilight, would never do that. She'd never do that now. And again, I think it's short, because I think I'm going to make a separate video featuring this. But yeah, Twilight is no longer the student of friendship. She is the master, and she is the teacher of friendship and stuff like that. And this is why she can do this as well. Why she's able to take Sunset Shimmer's power away, because it just simply is hers, because she's simply the master of it now. Okay. Yeah, and again, I mean, I really like how we see, how does this movie relate to us? Obviously, in equestrian culture and equestrian society, I mean, we don't have the elements of harmony and stuff like that, but it's cool to see the elements of harmony at work in this world. And I'm not talking about the actual elements of harmony, that bring the students and the school and all these people together for not just a common enemy, but for a common goal. Another great quote from Babylon 5 is, it's easy to come together to fight against a common enemy, but now it's time to come together for a common goal. And this is, I think, in a way, the cafeteria room is the first part. They're coming together in a way to fight Sunset Shimmer, in a way. And the second thing with the gym is, in a way, coming together for a common goal, which is cool. I mean, that's just cool. Again, I loved how the first guys are like, let's just go help out. It's like, let's just go help. That's cool. Good for them. I mean, that was such a cool thing. That really is an inspiring thing, because people keep asking, what is the solution? How do we get ourselves out of all these terrible problems we've worked into? And the answer is simple. It comes from these people and what they've done. They've simply come together and working together as a team and using their gifts and their strengths and everything to overcome a difficult problem and clean up a really big mess. I like that. I mean, again, like the nerd guy who's working the soundboard. Obviously, this guy somehow must know something about soundboards, because it's definitely one of those things if you don't mess around with the soundboard unless you know what you're doing. So everyone in this room is working and using their gifts and their talents simply to help in their own way, and this is the way forward. This is the answer. The answer is for people to simply come together and use whatever gifts and talents and their passions and all that things to help fix things and help make things better. How? I don't know, but that's the thing that I, in a way, take away from this movie, in a way, that this is the answer. As always, as I've always thought, this show is the answer to a lot of our problems in our world. And if we listened and we believed and we followed the lessons that the show is trying to teach, we definitely would be much better off. But if you didn't care about all that stuff, I mean, I must admit, I'm really happy that this this movie and the show have such great values, because as I've said in my Fortress of Light video, they're just about the only thing that does have any value. Everything else is either mindlessly stupid or violent or graphic and sexual or just something completely inappropriate to show to children, or just completely mindless and stupid and pointless. To a point, that's fine. I mean, not everything has to have great values and everything. That's fine, But it's so great to have a movie that's so entertaining and so fun and everything. It's just so great. I mean, that's the great thing. This is definitely a Brony movie. This isn't a movie that, I was mad at first in a way that, this did not get it did not get the attention that it deserved, because this was, in my opinion, one of the best movies of the summer. I mean, I can't think of too many movies that would have been able to beat this, in honesty. I mean, there probably were a few, in honesty. I didn't go out and really see movies, but yeah. But yeah, in all honesty, I mean, it's not perfect by any stretch of imagination. Again, like the Sunset Shimmer thing, I mean, there were issues. Again, the biggest problem with this movie is if you weren't a brony, you wouldn't have gotten this movie. Like, the end of this movie, you wouldn't have a clue of what this is or how this is working and stuff like that. Like, what the heck is this? What's happening? And it's like, if you're a brony, you might be a little confused. Like, wait a minute, they can't use the elements of harmony here. What's going on? But, you know what the elements of harmony are. It's like, so a non-brony wouldn't understand this movie, which is probably the main reason why Hasbro did not make this a general release. I would have liked to see this as a general release. I want this to be like in every theater, everywhere. And then everybody could go and see it and stuff like that. But when I think about that, I mean, that's probably the main reason why it was not. Because if you're non-brony, you're simply not going to get this movie. You're not going to understand what's happening and stuff like that. This was clearly made for the bronies and My Little Pony community in general. It made for the bronies and the My Little Pony community in general and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of things. Again, Derpy was in the credits. Yay! I must admit she was next to the copyright stuff at the end. Is Hasbro trying to subtly tell us something? Sorry, Hasbro. I mean, I must admit my explanation is, whoa, I feel kind of silly about what I said. It's like, we're bad, it's like, well, it's kind of a copyright violation, but the reason I want to do this is because it's fun. Well, that's a pretty poor reason. I must admit, I can't. I mean, it is. This kind of thing is technically under fair use and stuff like that, so it might be okay. I mean, so I'm probably going to comment in a future video. It's like, Hasbro doesn't appear to take down videos that are in this format where, I'm in full, where the reactor's in full screen and the show videos in the corner and stuff like that. It's just because they can't detect it, or is it simply because they don't care? I hope it's because they don't care and that they're fine with that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic again. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely, I think, one of the best movies of the summer. I mean, I can't imagine many movies that I've heard of matching this movie's its values and its fun. I mean, again, if you don't care about the values, and if you're Brody, you'll love this. You'll probably like this movie. I mean, I love it. I mean, obviously some people don't like it, but it's really good. It definitely was not the train wreck or the disaster that people thought it was going to be. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's got great values and lessons and things. It's got great music. Again, way to go, Daniel Ingram. I must admit, the biggest thing that annoys me is that he couldn't come up with a better name for the Twilight Wins the Crown than Cafeteria Song. Really? It's like, you can write a whole song, but you gave it this lousy title. I think, Helping Twilight Win the Crown was a much better title. Which I hope they adopt that name for that song officially at some point, which I think they should. But again, that was the thing that was cool about this. They're clearly trying to do fan service and, and stuff like we got to see Derpy and Vinyl scratch his eyes. I'm still new to this, so that stuff didn't really matter to me. To some people, it's like, oh my gosh, or just seeing some of these characters in human form. It's like, I wonder what does Trixie do? It's like, the great and powerful Trixie. Need some peanut butter crackers. Ding! That was fun. It's like, Trixie can't do magic here, so what is her special power or special abilities and stuff like here? There's a lot of those kind of questions too. But yeah, it was one of these things. It's like, it kind of reminds me of sci-fi. Like, sci-fi is a lot of fun sometimes because they'll take something from ordinary life and they'll put a twist on it and they'll make it interesting or say, well, what if things were like this or something like that? So that's cool, looking at something in a slightly different way. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot that we can go back and learn and watch and stuff, but also enjoy. Like, I must admit, that whole thing with Pinkie Pie, it's just a hunch. I mean, I've heard from some people that they think that that's lazy. No, I thought that was really good. Those ways. I think this team has mastered exposition. As I said in some videos, exposition is one of the hardest things to do because it's easy to get exposition wrong. Because to do exposition, you basically have to stop the story and then explain something to someone. And it's hard to do that in a way that's entertaining, interesting, but still moves the story along. And to do it that way, instead of having Twilight go on for a minute or two with a big long speech, Pinkie Pie all of a sudden just simply knows this, and she obviously probably believes it as too. So it's like, it goes from being, just listening to Twilight tell us something that we already know to something kind of shocking and kind of fun and curious, and then all of a sudden we just like laugh because it's like Pinkie Pie is like spot on. It's just so funny. Again, it was interesting to see Pinkie Pie being able to break the laws of physics even here. And nobody seems bothered by it, so... But that was, again, I don't think that was lazy writing. I thought that was very brilliant. I thought that was brilliant and clever and stuff, because it was cool. It was cool. It turned this exposition moment into something fun and entertaining and memorable. That would be priceless. I mean, that's priceless. I wouldn't have pulled that from the movie. I would definitely not have pulled that from the movie and replaced it with a line of... I would not have replaced that with Twilight, basically just telling us what stuff we already know. But again, that moved that along so good, and it was just simply entertaining. And again, and the other scene that I think that's also kind of like that is with when oh darn it, I'm losing my mind again. No, come on, brain, work, just work for like another 10 minutes. But yeah, when Applejack and Rainbow Dash, there we go, are basically talking for the first time, we don't hear any of their dialogue, because we don't need to, because they're going to come over in 30 seconds from now, they're going to come over and tell us what the big conflict was, and why Rainbow Dash didn't show up at the thing, and whatever, and all that stuff. So if we went over to them and listened to their dialogue, we're going to effectively hear this twice, and we don't need to hear it twice. And I think in a way it was actually pretty clever in a way to not have that dialogue, and instead just simply pull back out of earshot and just hear the other main six basically, oh, they're talking, hugs are good. Again, it takes this moment. It actually makes it a little bit more tense. It's like sometimes not knowing something is a lot more tense than seeing something, which I think we all familiar with, knowing that there's so many things in My Little Pony that aren't explained and stuff like that. But I thought that was actually a pretty clever way to do that, because again, it makes this scene interesting, but at the same time doesn't repeat things that we don't need to hear more than once. But so again, I think they did a very good job with the writing and just about everything. Again, it must have been a pretty big stretch going from, you gotta remember, every single they had to make whole new assets and stuff for this movie. Asset being, models and animations and stuff like that. They had to basically, in a way, remake a whole new show to make this one movie, which is why we don't go very far out of, we see the school and like the boutique, the coffee shop, and a few other places, but we don't go and see like Rainbow Dash's house or Applejack's house or anybody else's house or anything like that, because they simply didn't have the time or the resources to make those things. But yeah, I mean, yeah. But anyway, it was a great movie. And I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you enjoy my reaction to it. And again, I hope a lot of people get to see it and watch it, because it's definitely a very, very it must have been an uplifting movie. It's very fun, it's entertaining, and it's got a very good lesson in it. It's got some very good lessons in it. It really does. I mean, again, it's, as I said in one of my recent videos, Prince Blueblood and the Princesses, that being a princess in Equestria is not just simply a title. It carries responsibility and weight and all that thing. And only ponies of really good character in the end make it and are worthy to become a princess. And Twilight learns that she is worthy. Beginning of this movie, in a classic Twilight way, Twilight didn't realize that she was worthy. She was self-doubting, and I have to admit, she should be. She's just evolved to this new high level, and she should be doubting herself. Am I worthy of this? Is probably what she's going through, and at the end of this movie she knows the answer to the question is undeniably yes, because she's been able to do so many amazing things. She's been able to rally this school and restore their community spirit and everything like that, and rally them around her and behind her and stuff, and show that she is worthy and of being a princess. And way to go, Twilight. Yes, this school, Twilight, they're all an inspiration to us all, and if we were more like them, we would definitely be better off. So yes, I definitely like this movie a lot, and I'm glad that it was not the train wreck that I think a lot of people thought it was going to be. And again, I must admit, one final thing, it's like I like that whole thing with Flash Sentry. I must admit, he sounds like a very good soldier. It's like when he goes to Princess Luda, he's like, it's like, Princess Luda, I think you should see this. He sounds like a very good soldier. I would definitely be happy to fight alongside you, Flash Sentry. For the royalty. And I can't help but think, I must have had an interesting thought. This is the way Blue Star's role in a little bit, that he's suddenly looking after Twilight and the main six and stuff like that, but he's doing it in a very indirect way. He's sort of like watching from the shadows and stuff like that. But I thought that was cool. I mean, people who were worried that this was going to be bad, I mean, no, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, again, I think it's important to realize that, again, Twilight's opening up. I don't know if with season 1 Twilight have had a crush on Flash Sentry. Maybe. But she probably would not have acted on it. She might have said no. She might still have said no to him and stuff like that. She might have turned around and said, no, I gotta get back to Equestria before I get stuck here for wherever 30 moons are. Yeah, they definitely should explain what a moon is. It's like how long that is. But anyway, I thought that was good. I mean, it's good to see that Twilight is willing to be, to actually be interested in guys. I'd be more concerned if Twilight was not interested in guys, that if she cared more about her books and stuff like that. Which is, again, that's a big change from season 1 Twilight. Season 1 Twilight might have been more interested in her books than Flash Sentry or anything. So I think that's a good thing. And again, it didn't really go anywhere. It really wasn't a big deal. It was just a crush. So it was okay. It was okay. It was fine. Don't worry. Don't panic, kiddies. Don't panic, kiddies. And it's been confirmed that Flash Sentry is basically not going to be in season 4. So that'll be okay. That'll be okay. So no romances with Twilight and Flash Sentry, it appears. So that's fine with me. That's fine. That's cool. I still think Flash Sentry proved to be a good guy. He's a good guy. He's good. I think he, in a way, he would be worthy to date Twilight, but in a way, I'm glad that we're not going to go down that road. But I do think it is good to see that Twilight does actually care about guys even a little bit and stuff like that, Oh, dear. But yeah, this is definitely a really good movie, and I'm glad that I got to see it when I did, and that I got to react to it, and that my video has so far not been taken down, and people are watching it and apparently liking it and stuff, so good. And again, I hope I did communicate enough that this is not a blind reaction, that it was not a blind reaction video, that it is. I've seen it before. I've seen, unfortunately, I've seen just about everything that I react to, which is why it's a commentary/reaction video, and I do feel a little bad about that, but again, it does question how well I'm going to do in season 4. We'll see, but I'm not going to go there right now. I might make a separate video on how I feel about that, but but yeah, I mean, one last thing, it's like it really does show that we can put our faith in this writing team, and especially Becca McCarthy. Hasbro can give them something like this Equestria Girl thing, and they'll make it work. And they'll not only make it work, but they'll make it cool and interesting and definitely in the spirit of My Little Pony. And they definitely everybody who did, I mean, as always, I thank every single person who worked on this movie. You all did an awesome job, and I appreciate you making this movie and working so hard on it. And again, just thank you. It's like, I have faith in you. But anyway, so yeah, I think, okay, I'm starting to ramble on now, so I think I'm gonna end this video now before I so yeah, this is definitely one of my new favorite movies, and I'm very glad that I got to see it when I did and everything, and I'm glad that I have the DVD now and everything, and this is an awesome movie, and I hope that a lot of people get to see it and hopefully become inspired by it, and hopefully learn something from it. Ah, dear, oh dear. Again, you must think I'm crazy for saying these things, but honestly, yeah, I mean, there's just so much value in this. This one movie has more value than I wager every Hollywood movie put together during this summer, and it won't even come close to it. But if you don't care about any of that, it's still fun, lighthearted, and entertaining with some great music, and it's just a great movie. And if you're a brony, you will most likely love this movie. But see, even the outside, they're telling me to stop. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that horn, but I did, so I think I'm gonna definitely stop now. Oh dear. Okay, so anyway, so again, I hope you liked my reaction video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble on for too long. I can't really. Okay, stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all of this. So anyway, and thank you for watching and liking and commenting my video. So, and if you want to see future car wreck videos, check out this channel, BlueStarBrony. So anyway, this is Anyways, again, this one last time, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching and liking my videos. Thank you very much. So, this is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.